Go. Hey guys, good morning. So as I promised last night, I invited you to have breakfast with me today. Remember in my last episode of this new series, Uncut English? Well, actually last night I wasn't sure if I was going to call this unedited or raw English. But then I thought about this and I realized that perhaps raw would send the wrong message, that perhaps the language that I would be using, perhaps. So the message could be, the message of the title, the name could be misconstrued. People could think, okay, so the language this guy is going to use is kind of raw. So perhaps, I don't know, using dirty language, swearing words. I don't know. And like I said, in this channel, in this program, I'm sorry, not in this channel. In this program, I said that I would expose myself. I would be the guinea pig, because I thought, well, if I want to encourage people to speak, if I want them to see me as a model, I have to do. I have to set an example. So I have to do. I have to live by the principles that I'm not a preacher, but that I'm praying, that I'm advising you to follow. So anyway, so in the very first video I talked about last night, I talked about speaking. That speaking is a skill, and you can only improve that skill by practicing it. And you can't wait for the perfect moment for you to start practicing. So I'm using myself as an example. So this morning, I woke up a little bit earlier. I woke up at about 7 o'clock, 10 to 7, because I knew I wanted to do that. Because if I hadn't made that plan, well, probably today I would wake up at 8:30, perhaps 9 o'clock. So that's the first effort that I'm making. I woke up a little bit earlier. And then I thought about what I was going to share with you. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to have breakfast with my students, with my audience. And I don't drink coffee anymore. I'm trying to cut down on the amount of coffee that I have every day. And at the moment, I'm trying to really not drink coffee at all. Well, that's it. I'm not trying. I'm trying not to drink coffee at all. So yesterday I did not drink, not even one small cup of coffee, because I've been suffering from acid reflux. My doctor has advised me to cut down on coffee or try and drink decaf. And I did. I tried decaf, but it really didn't work for me. I still felt the acid reflux. So anyway, and yesterday, and I noticed that when I don't drink coffee, I suffer less with the acid reflux. Yesterday, I did that, so I decided to give it another try and not drink coffee today. I miss it because I like the smell of coffee. So anyway, I thought about preparing breakfast in front of you. So as you notice, I had a piece of papaya here. The first thing I did was to remove the skin. In other words, I peeled the piece of papaya that I cut, and now because I want to share this vocabulary with you, okay? Now I'm going to dice it, okay? And what does that mean? What does it mean to dice fruit or vegetables? Well, you cut them into little cubes. And then in case you're wondering, okay, but why do we call it dice? Well, because a dice is a cube, right? The geometrical form of a dice is a cube. And right now, because I'm not animating these videos because they're raw, we're gonna post them, the uncut versions of these videos. I have to, everything that I explain to you, I'll have to explain orally. So I'll try to make my explanations as graphic as possible. Well, a dice is a cube And on each side of it, because the cube has got 6 sides, so it's got numbers represented on each face from 1 to 6, and they're represented with dots, little dots, and basically that's what a dice is. So if you pick one of this, you're going to see that it's kind of squarish. It looks like a cube, and that's why we call it dicing. You can dice some potatoes, you can dice tomatoes, depending on the kind of if you're going to make a kind of I don't know, kind of tomato salad, special salad with olive oil and what's the other word? Vinegar. For a barbecue or something. People normally dice the tomatoes. Okay, and then I peeled a banana. So this verb that I'm using, the verb to peel, it's because we call this a banana peel. So to peel off a banana means to remove the skin. Okay, and then I'm gonna slice it. Okay, and then you slice the bananas. Okay, so there you go. You slice the banana. Okay, well, the next thing I would like to do today is to add, because as I told you, I'm not drinking any coffee today. So in the process, I'm cutting down on carbs as well. So I'm eating less bread. So this morning, for example, I thought, because last night I did this, I had a kind of a bowl of fruit with the Greek style or yogurt. And it was really nice and tasty, and I really enjoyed it. So I went to the supermarket and I bought a large pot like this. So that's what my breakfast is going to be like for a while now. I think I'm going to focus on having fruit in the morning with some kind of yogurt, and I'm going to buy some, I don't know, I'm going to buy some special cereal as well, and see how that helps me with my diet. Okay. It tastes very good. Okay. So, guys, so the other thing I would like to, let me just adjust my camera here. Okay, there. Because I thought, look, if I'm going to advise people to do things, if I'm going to suggest to my followers, right, that in order to improve their fluency, they should implement some habits, adopt some habits in their lives, I should do the same. I should set an example. And that's what I decided to do. So, for example, today I'm going to talk about something that I oftentimes advise my students to do, which is expose yourself more often to the language. So, for instance, with the technology that we have available today at our disposal, everybody has got internet, has got access to the internet. And so here at home, for example, I have a computer connected to this TV screen, and I don't watch Brazilian television anymore. Well, first because I don't like the quality of it. I don't think we've got good quality programs on it anymore. And since I work with the language, for me it's very important to understand what's happening in the English-speaking world. And nowadays, well, lately I've been particularly interested in what's happening in America, because not long ago they had an election. They've elected a new president, and Joe Biden was inaugurated just a few days ago. He's been in office for about 1 week now, I think. And so there's this program from NBC, and it's available on YouTube. They've got a special channel. It's called Nightly News. And then what they do is this: every day at the end of the day, because we have different time zones, so we are like, I think we are 3 hours behind the United States. Yes, or maybe we are 3 hours ahead. Well, I'll check that later. Like I said, this is gonna be, everything I do here is live. I mean, it's live when I'm recording. Of course, later I'll post it. But I don't want to cut this. Every video that I post will be uncut. So whatever mistake I make or whatever difficulty I have, you're gonna be you're gonna be exposed to it as well. You're gonna see me in trouble with the language as well. But anyway, so this program, so what they do is this: at the end of the day, they edit their videos. They have a short version of the news, and they summarize, and they pack everything together, and then they post a 20. It's roughly 20 minutes, a 20-minute video in which they summarize the news of the day, and it's called nightly news. And so what I'm saying is this: look, I have a big bowl of fruit here with yogurt that I have to eat, and and then while I eat, I can watch the news. I can watch nightly news. And this way, you see, I'm always exposed to the language, vocabulary that I might have forgotten, new words. I learn new words, I learn new expressions, and I have things to think about that I can use in my classes, for example, later in the day as well. But the idea is, if you do this while you eat, because you're gonna have breakfast anyway, you're gonna stop in the morning. I know some people might say, okay, Alfredo, I don't drink coffee, but regardless, you can still give yourself some time, like 5 to 10 minutes, turn on something like this and just watch. Make a habit of watch it every day. So make a habit of allowing English to be part of your life, at least in the morning before you start the day. And that's what I'm going to do now.
Highly contagious variant spread, with a staggering 1 in 13 Americans have now been infected. Many are asking where are the doses. Of the 41 million distributed, only about half administered. In New York City, the opening of vaccination mega sites at the Yankees and Mets stadiums postponed. What's the holdup? Despite the delays, President Biden weighs in to goal for his first 100 days, up to 150 million vaccinations. But it's dire projection, as many as 660,000 deaths before we turn the corner. When he says anyone who wants a shot will be able to get one, and his new travel ban taking effect. Those mutant strains now in nearly half the states. How effective Moderna says its vaccine is against them, particularly the highly contagious South African variant and the upgrade it's making. The historic moment happening tonight, the House delivering the article of impeachment against Donald Trump to the Senate, inciting the deadly Capitol riot. Double storm threat, 100 million people under weather alerts across 28 states. Al Roker is tracking it. This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt. Good evening, everyone.
So guys, so just to summarize, and then I'm going to take a break here because I have to have breakfast as well. As you could notice, the interesting thing about doing something like this with a news show like this, nightly news, is that you get a bit of everything. In the very beginning, they talked about Joe Biden and his first 100 days in office, because Joe Biden has a very ambitious plan. He wants to get in his first 100 days in the office 100 million people vaccinated in the United States. But now they're saying that he wants to increase that number. He's got a more ambitious plan. The idea is to vaccinate not 100 million, but 150 million people. And then analysts are discussing how viable this is. So this is the first one. Now, then after that, they talk about the number of people being killed in the United States every day by this disease. And they talk about a new strand of the virus. Because remember, lately we've learned that in countries like Brazil, South Africa, and the UK, they have found mutations of the virus, and they call this new strands of the virus. So remember what I was saying earlier, that when you do that, when you expose yourself to the language, there's always an opportunity for you to learn something new. So that's what I'm doing. I'm incorporating this vocabulary. I don't normally use the word strand. I just normally refer to the virus and to the fact that the virus is mutating. Okay, so what else? So they talked about that vaccination. They talked about a storm, that is, sweeping across the country. And if I'm not mistaken, they mentioned 28 states. They talked about Donald Trump because Donald Trump, even though he has left the presidency, he's no longer the president. But just before his mandate finished, the Congress, I don't know what's the word, but they're impeaching him now. And now, if, even after the new president has taken over, the American Senate is going to start a trial. So Donald Trump is being impeached. And basically, that's it. Okay. So I just wanted to have this conversation with you and show you how you can use this kind of things to maximize your practice with the language. That's it for today. My name is Alfredo, and this is Uncut English, episode number 2. See you later. Bye.